Welcome to level 2 of Kum Nyé. You just finished level 1 and I hope you enjoyed it. One way to see if it's working for you, one way to test if this practice is beneficial for you is to see how you feel at the beginning of your practice and at the end of it. My experience is that if you are a little bit upset or you're anxious, or even if you're a little lazy and sluggish, and you start to do Kum Nyé, and you really put your mind into the postures, into the movements, so you're not spacing out in the meantime, but you really go into it, it's pretty much guaranteed that you will feel much better afterwards. So test how you feel at the beginning of a practice and at the end. Very often I find that people at the end of the practice don't even remember what they might have been upset about at the beginning of the session. And if you would remind them, say, now what were you upset about? I don't remember, or I just cannot get to it anymore. So there is the test for you to see if the practice works. So level 1 was also about body awareness, and this is really the main practice in the beginning. How can you have your awareness, your mind and your body be together? So there's many different ways of saying that, but it is like you envelop your body with your mind, as if your awareness wraps the whole body within awareness. When I start to think about something, it's an indication that I have disconnected from contact with the body. So if I think of something like really something is nagging at me, and I quickly connect to the body, the nagging is easing, is slowly going away, sometimes very quick. It's kind of funny to start practicing that, like right now when you're listening. Can your awareness be enveloping the body, like from the top of the head, down to your feet, as if you're going into a suit of awareness. And see how you feel when you do that. That's maybe a most important step to practice Kum Nyé in daily life. When you're sitting at your desk, when you're walking, is to have your mind quickly tied to the body. That's the technical language. Tie the mind to the body. But what it is, it's instead of following a thought, you are with your body. It's not like, oh, I'm aware of my body, I can observe my body. No, your body and your mind are together. So that's what you want to learn. As soon as that happens, sensations and feelings will come. Maybe in the beginning not, and that's why we do the postures and the movements, but sooner or later, when your mind connects to the body, you will have sensations and feelings. And that's the beginning of Kum Nyé. Sensations and feelings belong to the body. Just like seeing belongs to the eyes and hearing to the ears, feelings belong to the body. So it's the experience of life in the body is sensations and feelings. So to not have sensations and feelings in the body means, yes, you're going through the motions of living and maybe you get a lot done, but you're not experiencing life. That is a feeling, a sensation in the body. So the principal practice of Kum Nyé is mind and body together, become aware of sensations and feelings and follow them. And that's exercise 4, following sensations. That's how you begin Kum Nyé. So when you do an exercise, a posture, a movement, and you begin to get sensations, that means tension is melting. What was held begins to release. And we call that relaxation, but that's actually a term of coming to life. There's a part of us that is on hold, or contracted, or tense. And when you start to have sensations, that means the tension is beginning to loosen up. And you can tell because you have sensations. So sensations means that area is coming back to life again. And that's important because many of the difficulties we encounter is because we're holding tensions. We are suppressing experiences. And in Kum Nyé, they begin to loosen up again. So after you have done level 1, you should know about body awareness. You should know about sensations and feelings and be able to follow them. And you should begin to have a clear experience right after the first one or second class already is the difference of how you feel at the beginning of a practice and the end of a practice. And what we're really doing with body awareness, we begin to create inner space. That's what we're doing in level 1. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm very sure if you enjoyed level 1, you will also be happy to have enrolled in level 2, because level 2 has all kinds of aspects that are really relevant in daily life. In order to appreciate level 2, it may help to hear how Kum Nyé works with us. According to Kum Nyé, we're made up of a lot of crisscrossing energies. Like life is energy, and the energies that we get is from different sources, which will be discussed later. But the breath is one, the sunlight is another, and water, all kinds of sources of energy. So all those energies together make up our life. So if you would have an overview of somebody, you would see a lot of crisscrossing energies. And the configuration of those energies actually determines your well-being. All those crisscrossing energies have a very sophisticated inner architecture. Some people say it's about 72,000 channels. I don't know if that's true or not. I never count them, and I don't even know if I see them or not. But these energies have an inner architecture along which the energy flows. If we are well, the energy flows through all these channels at a good pace, harmoniously, and doesn't leave any area out, and isn't overactive in another area. So Kum Nyé restores the even flow of energy throughout all channels in a way that it integrates and circulates through the body. Part of the inner architecture is also this, that there are energy centers. Some people say chakras, and in this context, in this level, we talk about 4 energy centers. It's the head, the throat, the heart, and the gut, or the navel area. So in this level 2, we will work with these different energy centers. We describe them, if they function well, what the characteristics of it is, and if they're not functioning well, we will indicate how you can recognize that. So it is the same energy. When it flows through the head, it shows up as thoughts. If it flows through the heart, it's more like feelings. If it flows through the gut, it's more like raw energy. So it's the same energy that when it flows through the different energy centers, presents itself in a different way. When these energy centers are open, you can recognize it in a very specific way. So it is like a map. These 4 energy centers are like a map of well-being. It's a little tricky, because if you, for example, feel your throat is very tight, it's not necessarily the right approach to start only relaxing the throat. It could have something to do with the belly. Or if you say, well, you should open your heart, let's focus on the heart, that may not work at all. In order to open the heart, we may first have to work with the throat, calm down the head, and activate the gut energy, which is actually like the engine room, the fire, the wood or the coal to get the heart going. So to open your heart is not a very simple matter of just focusing on the heart. It has to do with all the energy centers being active. So in this level, we will work on that. And we are in balance when all these energy centers are open in a relaxed way, not overly active. Like sometimes one center is way out of proportion active, like the head, thinking thoughts and plans and ideas, but we can't keep up with our own thoughts. So that means that this area is very active. So we need to calm this down and activate these.